You know what's crazy? Most millionaires didn't start with huge inheritances, insider connections, or lucky lottery tickets. They started from nothing, but they all had one thing in common. They followed a system. Today, I'm going to reveal Brian Tracy's exact wealth-building blueprint, a roadmap that can take anyone from zero to financial freedom, no matter where you're starting. Think about this. What if 10 years from now your life looked completely different? Debt-free, your money working for you, living on your own terms. And what if I told you it's not luck or magic, but a repeatable process? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know every single step Brian Tracy teaches to go from broke to wealthy. Let's get honest. Being broke isn't just about not having money. It's also about mindset. Brian Tracy often says, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Think about that for a second. If your bank account is empty, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, there's a big chance your mind is running on empty too. Maybe you're carrying limiting beliefs like, I'll never be rich, or people like me don't succeed. And here's the kicker. Those beliefs turn into self-fulfilling prophecies. The good news is that beliefs can be changed. And once they shift, everything else follows. That's why the very first step in Brian Tracy's blueprint has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with rewiring how you think about yourself and your future. Step 1. Set clear written financial goals. Vague goals lead to vague results. If you just say, I want to be rich someday, your brain has nothing to work with. Tracy teaches that wealth begins with clarity. So grab a notebook and write this down. I will become financially independent by a specific date. I will achieve this by saving X dollars, investing in Y, and earning through Z. Here's an example. Imagine two friends, Alex and Jordan. Both broke, both stuck in the same dead-end job. Alex says, one day I'll make it big. Jordan, inspired by Tracy, writes, I will save $500 a month, invest in index funds, and build a business that earns $100,000 a year by 2030. Fast forward 10 years. Who do you think made it? Jordan, because clarity creates direction, and direction creates momentum. Step 2, take full responsibility for your life. Brian Tracy doesn't sugarcoat this one. He says, the moment you stop blaming others, your boss, the economy, your parents, the government, and take 100% responsibility, your life changes. Picture like driving a car. If you keep insisting that traffic controls your destination, you'll never get anywhere. But when you take the wheel of your own life, everything starts moving forward. But once you grab the wheel, you can finally steer. Yes, you might have had a tough start, debt, poor circumstances, limited opportunities. But Tracy reminds us, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. What matters is where you're going. And here's a surprising fact. Most millionaires didn't grow up privileged. A Fidelity study found that 88% of millionaires are self-made. They didn't inherit wealth. They created it. Step 3. Develop a habit of saving and investing. This is where the rubber meets the road. Tracy teaches a pay yourself first principle, meaning before you pay bills, before you spend, you set aside at least 10% to 20% of your income. You might be thinking, but I barely have enough as it is. That's exactly why this works. Even saving a tiny percentage builds discipline. Here's a quick story. Tracy once met a man who started saving just $25 a month in his 20s. He slowly increased it, invested consistently, and by retirement, he was a millionaire. Not because he got lucky, but because of compounding. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. And he was right. If you save $500 a month at an average 8% return, in 30 years you'll have over $700,000. That's the power of starting small and staying consistent. Step 4. Increase your earning ability. This is where most people get it wrong. They focus only on cutting expenses. But Brian Tracy says, you can't save your way to wealth if your income never grows. Your income is directly tied to one thing, your value in the marketplace. The more valuable your skills, the higher your pay. Think about it. Why does a neurosurgeon earn 20 times more than a cashier? Not because of luck, but because they spent years building rare and valuable skills. So ask yourself, How can I double my value? Maybe it's learning coding, sales, digital marketing, or public speaking. Tracy suggests dedicating 1 hour a day to learning. That's 365 hours a year, almost a full college course, and it can skyrocket your earning ability. Remember this: the market pays you for results, not effort. Step 5. Live below your means. Sounds boring, right? But it's the foundation of wealth. Tracy calls this financial discipline. Imagine you earn $5,000 a month. If you spend $4,900, you're rich in lifestyle, but poor in reality. If you spend $3,000 and invest the rest, you're building future wealth. There's a great saying, rich people buy assets, poor people buy liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket, stocks, real estate, businesses. Liabilities take money out, cars, gadgets, fancy dinners. Here's a quick test. If you stop working today, would that purchase keep making you money or draining your money? That's how you know whether it's an asset or a liability. Step 6. Build multiple streams of income. Relying on one paycheck is like standing on one leg, shaky and risky. Tracy emphasizes the importance of having multiple income sources. This doesn't mean juggling 5 jobs. It means building systems. For example, your main job or business, investments in stocks or real estate, a side hustle like freelancing, online courses, or e-commerce. Did you know the average millionaire has at least 7 income streams? That's why when one dries up, the others keep flowing. Step 7. Surround yourself with the right people. Here's a hard truth. Your income is often the average of your 5 closest friends. If everyone around you is broke, negative, or careless with money, guess what? You end up the same. Brian Tracy says, your network is your net worth. So start spending time with people who inspire you, who are ahead of you, who talk about ideas instead of gossip. It's not about using people. It's about learning their habits, their mindset, and absorbing success through association. Being around ambitious, disciplined people pushes you to raise your standards without even noticing it. You'll see they make different choices, reading instead of binge watching, investing instead of spending, and those habits rub off on you. Networking events, mastermind groups, or even online communities can be gold mines. Remember, success is contagious, but so is failure. So choose wisely who you allow to influence your daily life. Step 8. Work like it all depends on you. This is where grit comes in. Tracy emphasizes hard work, not busy work, not just clocking in hours, but focus, disciplined effort. He shares something called the 40-plus principle. Work 40 hours to survive. And the extra hours you dedicate to learning, building, and hustling are what make you wealthy. Think about it. If you spend just 2 extra hours a day building a side income, that's 730 hours a year. That's enough time to launch a business, write a book, or master a skill that could completely change your financial life. And here's the thing. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week, but underestimate what they can do in a year. Those extra hours compound just like money does. Tracy often points out that consistent effort, even when it feels small, creates unstoppable momentum over time. So, instead of chasing get-rich-quick shortcuts, commit to outworking your old self day after day. Hard work may not look glamorous, but it's the secret ingredient that separates dreamers from doers. Step 9. Practice continuous learning. The world changes fast. Skills expire. Industries collapse. Tracy says the key to long-term wealth is lifelong learning. Read books, listen to audiobooks, take online courses. Even reading just 30 minutes a day puts you in the top percentage of learners. In fact, most CEOs read at least 1 book a week. Coincidence? I don't think so. Tracy puts it simply, those who learn more earn more. And here's the kicker. Learning isn't just about money. It sharpens your thinking, makes you more adaptable, and opens doors you didn't even know existed. One single book, podcast, or seminar can give you an idea that completely changes your financial trajectory. Plus, investing in knowledge has the highest ROI of all, because once a skill is in your mind, no one can take it away. If you treat your mind like a growing asset, just like a stock portfolio, it compounds in value over time. Step 10, never quit. This might be the most important part of the blueprint, because here's the truth, you will fail. You'll make bad investments, lose money, face rejection, maybe even go broke again. But the difference between those who end up rich and those who stay poor is persistence. Tracy calls this the iron law of success. If you keep going, keep adjusting, keep learning, wealth becomes inevitable. Remember Thomas Edison? He failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he had quit at attempt 999. And here's something powerful. Every failure leaves behind a lesson that becomes part of your future success. Tracy often says that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. It's feedback. The people who win big are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who refuse to stay down. So when the road feels long, remind yourself, quitting guarantees failure, but persistence guarantees progress. That's why never quitting is more than advice. It's the backbone of every wealth story. You might be thinking, that works for others, but not for me. But Brian Tracy's blueprint has been tested by thousands of people from all backgrounds. Poor immigrants, single parents, young students, even people who went bankrupt. Many turned their lives around using these principles, because wealth is a formula, and formulas work when you follow them. Hearing this, nodding your head, even feeling inspired, none of it matters unless you take action. The first dollar saved, the first goal written, the first book read, these are the sparks that ignite the fire. As Brian Tracy says, if you can dream it, you can do it. But only if you start. If this video sparks something inside you, don't wait. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs this message. Your future starts with one action, and that action is now.